Greetings. Today I'm bringing to you the topic of soulmates. We hear a lot about these various soul connections that we can have with people. You hear about the twin flame connection, you hear about false twin flames and karmic relationships. You also have traditionally heard a lot about soulmates. Soulmates to the extent where we have been conditioned to think that we have just one soulmate, and perhaps that's the person that we should spend our entire life with. I'm not disputing that it's possible to have one soulmate, but to me, a soulmate is a person that brings out the best in you through the level of spiritual growth and greater self-knowledge and awareness that you develop in that relationship. There's someone that for a particular point in time, depending upon where you are in your soul journey, your soul meets this person and you end up sharing a life with them or a portion of your life with them as you evolve into a better human being. And this kind of a relationship is one where you have, number one, true love for the person. There's something that pulls you to that person, and there's something that sort of keeps you with that person, in the sense that the relationship tends to be much more stable than, say, something you would experience in a twin flame union or a false twin flame or karmic relationship. Through your soulmate, you learn about unconditional love. You learn to rise above your ego, and instead of dwelling in ego-based behaviors, you learn to align yourself with the kinds of behaviors that come and are inspired from your higher self. Your soulmate, number 3, teaches you to grow. They teach you to have a greater sense of the areas of the relationship and within yourself that you need to work on. But the relationship is not necessarily one that is volatile, tumultuous, and difficult. You learn this over time, and you become inspired to be a better person. You become inspired to make the changes. You become inspired to challenge yourself, to look at the ways in which you can be a better partner. The relationship with a soulmate is more of a spiritual kind, meaning there's more of a spiritual divine connection. You know that somewhere in your being you know this person, you resonate with them on a very deep level, but at the same time, the relationship doesn't have the kind of fire, chemistry, and electrical power and magnetism that a twin flame or karmic relationship might have. Those kinds of relationships, because of the kind of work that has to be done, they have a whole nother level of energetic resonance that involves a lot of passion, fire, intensity, and extreme highs and lows in those kinds of situations, at least on certain parts of the relationship. The soul mate dynamic, although it serves to purify you, it serves to help you reach different levels in your ascension and your spiritual growth, you have more of a calmness and stability in the relationship. So for example, these are the people that you share commonalities with. These are the people that complement you, and these are the people who say, for example, you can raise children with. You can have a certain level of stability in your life. These relationships promise growth, spiritual growth, and soul growth on a very deep level, so they should not be discounted. For people who may have experienced a twin flame union, some people will tend to fall back on a soulmate relationship simply because, although it's not perfect, it tends to be easier to navigate, and it can be a little less tumultuous. Another thing, number 5, is that in a soulmate relationship, it brings out the best in you. A soulmate typically has the effect of helping you to reach a particular point in your development, in your life that you need to reach. There's a part of that relationship that supports you in your journey towards greatness. It provides the love, it provides the nurturing, it provides the support and the level of compatibility from which that sort of a genesis can actually take place. And then last but not least, number 5 is in the soulmate relationship, we work on the parts of ourselves that are undeveloped, but we don't do it in the extreme and the clashing kind of my way or the highway way that you might do something with a twin flame. It's not the same level. While there can be some mirroring, because naturally whoever you're attracted to has to teach you something about your life. We are mirrors for each other, but it's not the kind of mirroring that can be almost revolting or that can be so earth-shattering that you feel like it brings down your world around you. That typically is not the energy in most cases that a soulmate relationship has. Typically, even when a soulmate relationship ends, you can tend to still have a degree of civility that still belies that particular relationship. Typically, it's not going to be one that's going to be wrought with horrible memories and a lot of negative tension and hurt and pain in a relationship of this in terms of day-to-day interaction and that sort of thing. So when you think of a soulmate relationship, see it as a relationship that can still be for a reason or a season. Although these relationships can last a lifetime, they are for our spiritual evolution. They feed our soul and give us what we need at a particular point in time. And then there are instances where when that relationship has served its purpose, then people go their separate ways. That can happen in a twin flame relationship. That can also that doesn't result in union. It should happen in a karmic relationship, but don't think that because you're with someone and you were not with them for a lifetime that person was not your soulmate. A soulmate simply implies the soul frequency that you're traveling with at a particular point in your evolution that provides the necessary support and nurturing for the better part of you to come into being. And sometimes that is a relationship that we remain in for a lifetime, and other times it's a relationship that reaches a point where we may outgrow whatever growth that individual was in our life to catalyze, and then we move on our journey to either another soulmate that we are compatible with, or perhaps to a twin flame dynamic or twin flame union. So hopefully that clarified some of the questions that you might have had or the interest you might have had in what is a soulmate connection versus a twin flame connection that you may hear about, or a karmic connection or false twin flame connection. I do believe that there are various relationships that we have with people on a soul level that can be intimate or not in a lifetime, the same as we have these different relationships in the heavens and in the ether. So I do think that it's important to have some general idea as to how you can define a particular relationship. Then you can determine the course of learning or the level of spiritual refinement or evolution that can come about as a result of that particular relationship. You can know its limits and you can know what it feels like in fulfilling the term of that particular relationship. You're with Tanisha Ali, Butterfly Transformations. You can reach me at www.butterflytransformations.com. Hopefully you found value from this video. If you did, please do not forget to subscribe, share, like, or even comment on the video. I'd love to get your comments. Thank you for all of your love. For those of you who are returning home, welcome home. For those of you that are already subscribers, thanks to everyone for your time. Beautiful butterflies and perfect people. Have a lovely, lovely day and go forth and be prosperous.